everybody. Welcome back to episode... Oh, I didn't even ask you if you were ready.
Woo! Okay, I'm
Sorry.
here. No, we're here. We're live. We're doing it. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to episode 2, season 2 of Taking It Personally. I'm your host, Michelle Yampolsky-Gomez. And guess who's back? Back again. The clean-eating chick herself, Eleni.
Hi.
Simos. Are we using last names?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Absolutely.
Welcome back.
Hi.
How are
My
you?
little love muffin. How are you? I'm great.
I love being called a love muffin
Love
this early in
muffin.
the morning.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm so happy to have you back on for season 2 because on season 1, whenever you appeared with me, people went apeshit for our episodes.
Yeah, we did get a lot of good feedback because we have that great chemistry, sister.
We have better chemistry, honestly, than my husband and I. After watching episode 1,
I'm so excited to see that, by the way.
Well, I was doing the editing on that, and I had to text him in the middle of his workday and say, I just want to give you a heads up since you're in a professional setting, husband. You say and as if you are a middle school girl. I think you should be aware of this and monitor this moving forward. I'm not even saying this to be mean. I just want you to sound good in your workplace.
Yeah.
Because I need the money.
Money, honey.
Exactly. So
That's
I just
a tick. That's a tick that a lot of people have that you're not aware of until you do something like this and you hear yourself and you low-key cringe.
Yeah.
But the way that you roast Matt, love it.
It's kind of amazing that I'm married. Just because he provides endless opportunities for the roast.
Yeah.
But we love him for being a good sport.
At least there's endless amount of content for you in that. So God bless.
Yeah, he really cranks it out for me. But thank you for being back.
Thank you for having me.
Fringe, for having us here.
Thank you for being here.
We are also here with a delicious juice.
Green juice, honey.
Tell us about the green juice, honey.
So we have kale, cucumber, celery, green apple, and a little ginger. Antioxidants, immune system boosting.
I forgot to cheers you.
Health, wealth, happiness, sex, and stocks for the homies that are no longer with us. Bless. That's a mouthful, right?
It's such a mouthful that I already dove into my juice. And let me tell you something about this juice. Number 1, my stand-up crew loves to refer to you as Miss Juice.
Oh.
Eleni was at a show a couple of months ago and
That was fun.
Slinging juices.
Like I do.
Like she does.
Like
and
I do.
Now you are known as Miss Juice in that circle. So that's great.
I actually love that. That's a nice little alter ego other than the clean eating chick.
I love
juice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sassy and fun. I love these juices.
Thank you.
I'm not so much a juice girly myself, but you've come up with the most amazing, wacky blends of juices that anyone has ever introduced me to, right? Like
the sweet potato juice.
She has a sweet potato juice that it's creamy and milky and weird to say those things to describe a juice, but it's very good.
Wait, you referred to it as like that pumpkin juice or something from Harry Potter. Did you say that?
Or what I imagine butterbeer would be like.
Yes, butterbeer. That's right. You did give it. That was like such an analogy that I use that when people are like a sweet potato juice. I'm like, it's called youthful, but have also been known to be referred to as butterbeer from Harry Potter.
That's right. And that probably really works
Sells
well.
a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, because
Do you want a commission?
Sure.
Okay.
But also because everyone's a Disney adult.
Yeah.
And those people are fucking freaks.
Yeah.
And so, so if you're really attracted to a juice because I referred to it as a butterbeer, get help.
Yeah. Amen.
Disney adults are really crazy.
They are. I don't understand it, but I'm not hating on it because Disney's fun, but like they're who go annually or like, dude, can't get behind it. It's not for me. I'd rather spend the money and go on a trip to somewhere super exotic and like dance naked under a waterfall. Like that's just me instead of like the Mickey Mouse
and now let's show the difference between someone without children and someone who's stuck with a child. Because when I am dancing naked somewhere in front of my child, she is in shock and awe at the body parts in front of her. If I'm like literally running from the shower to the bedroom, trying to hide from her. If you're dancing naked in front of people, you're sexy, fun, and free under a waterfall.
I would still do that though if I had a kid.
We'll check back in. We'll check back in, and you'll let me know how that's going for you.
Coming season 4. Notice how I didn't say season 3. Yeah.
Why didn't you say season 3?
I'm just making a joke that like I'm not having a kid.
That it's
in the,
like
yes,
in the
thank
future.
You. In the future. Thank you. Manifesting.
Right. We speak things into existence
yes,
here.
You do.
I mean, I'm speaking into existence that this will get me out of my full-time work
And I am mirroring that energy. Yes, it will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Eleni and I went out earlier this week.
Yes.
We had a girlfriend's birthday.
Yes.
Such a good time.
Great time.
Everyone had a good time. And when I first arrived at the dinner, Eleni, being fabulous, fun, free, unchained, was like, I'm drinking a martini.
Oh, yeah.
You should drink a martini as well.
Peer pressure.
Now, to set the timing here, it was a Monday night at 8. My daughter had just face down had a tantrum because her favorite cup was lost.
Oh, no.
And I also had to wake up early the next day to function as a mother and a human, whereas Eleni was then onto her second martini as I finished explaining that.
Yeah. Well, martinis are a mood. And I lately have been having a hard time finding my drink of choice because I recently found out that a margarita is like 400 calories. Did you know that?
Recently found that out?
Yeah, I didn't. Was that common knowledge? Like who?
Are you for fucking real?
400 calories?
But how did you not know that?
Because I wasn't really like a margarita drinker. And then like I just started to dabble in the tequila and then just like a little spicy, a little jalapeno. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like a juice, but with tequila, right? Because I used to drink vodka sodas. Like that was my thing. Then I wanted to get a little, a little flav.
Make it
and
fun
then
and
I'm
feisty.
like, 400 calories? Absolutely not. Can't do that. Wait, so then I wanted to kind of like graduate to a martini with a little bit of your influence.
Right.
And it's like a mood. Like it does kind of take you over, but they get you in trouble.
They get you in a lot of trouble. Now, for some backstory though on why martinis were my thing, a few years ago when Matt and I were planning our wedding, obviously you need to lose weight for your wedding. Sorry, skinny culture. It's true. You want to look and feel your best.
Absolutely.
And we were on a diet and Matt needed to cut out the beer.
Yeah.
Matt needed to cut out the beer. And I know it's sad, Chris, but there were a lot of health benefits to him cutting out the beer. One being less gas.
Yeah.
Like that was bad. That was a period in my life.
Yeah.
Two, it's just like the bloat associated with the beer.
Yeah, it's just like a beer is like a meal. Like the heaviness that you feel.
Right.
Yeah,
so we adapted martinis because vodka is low carb.
Like classy. It's like have a little martini with your husband.
But it's also low carb.
Yeah.
And you could fuck those up and get fucked up. And I remember when we actually made that transition, Matt was not great at being empty-handed at a function without a drink in hand, right? Because beers, you can have so many of them. Vodka, you need to slow your roll a little bit. When we first started that diet, he blacked out so hard at a barbecue during the day.
Oh, gosh.
The sun was out. And then he projectile vomited so hard at a barbecue with the sun out.
My God, you're throwing him under the bus right now, though, telling this story.
I am.
Yeah.
Whatever. He burst a blood vessel in his eye from vomiting so hard. And that man does not vomit quietly. Yeah. No, he doesn't vomit quietly. He's a shrieker when he vomits. Ooh. Yeah, shrieks.
It's not.
So like screaming, burst blood vessel in the eye. We have a wedding coming up. Like I'm trying not to get the ick of just like, what have we done?
Yeah. With the pop blood vessel, that is like the mental image in my head right now.
I know it was a red eye. It was like
wait,
red
so this is from one martini?
No. I'm saying like he wasn't used to the concept of like you're at a party, if you can grab multiple beers. You finish your beer,
you're
you grab
sipping on it,
or you're refilling your wine glass. So he had failed at that transition of like how many beers you can manage because you can't keep topping up a vodka drink.
No,
you can't keep shaking up a new martini.
No.
You're gonna go south.
Yeah,
and he did.
Oh man.
So that was an adjustment for us. Once he got it though, we did do great. We looked hot at our wedding.
Amen.
Can't say the same now post baby, but like at our wedding, slay. We were toned, thin vodka drinkers. We also really loved martinis. We actually did Martini Monday for a long time.
Cute.
Where we would have, our rule was one and done on the martinis because any more than that, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
It's like Dorinda Medley.
Yes, it's true.
2 martinis.
Yeah.
No,
That's
wait,
like
what
your
did
cat.
she say? She said martinis are like breasts.
2 and that's it?
2 are great, 3 is too many. And it's true.
Yeah.
You had 3 on Monday.
I did. Wow. Just throw me right. I
Sorry.
did have 3. It was like, you know what? I was celebrating the start to a beautiful new week. I had a busy week ahead, and I'm like,
I had a terrible week.
well, this week was a lot, but
you had a beautiful new week.
I did.
But then when we had the dinner, it was great.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we left the dinner, and for someone who had been protesting drinking, like myself, I did give in.
But you kept it classy with like wine, right? I know you had an Aperol Spritz, like we were on a yacht in the Amalfi. Right?
Why are you so offended by my choice of getting an Aperol Spritz? It was an Italian restaurant. Why are you so offended?
Because I just think Aperol, it's like, I don't know, I just can't get into the Aperol Spritz. Like,
okay,
I just don't.
Whatever, if you can't get into it, it's not in you.
I was disappointed that you weren't joining the martini train.
Okay. Okay, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Okay. Oh, the worst.
The worst. Anyway, we had left that dinner and we pass a nightclub that is bumping on the Lower East Side.
You were not ready to end the evening. You were ready.
Something
I wish I would have caved in.
Something in me, my ovaries fluttered on, and I was just like with my girls.
Yeah, you were ready. I know.
It was described to me aptly as coven energy.
It was coven energy.
It was like the dust was dusted off my uterus.
Yeah,
and
you were ready.
My girl power was back.
Yeah, you were like, fiending.
Yeah.
And I actually was the responsible one, and I was like, another night.
Yeah, because you were feeling the effect of multiple martinis, and you were ready to get in bed. So it balanced out. It worked out beautifully.
Thank you.
We had such a good time with that.
Our chemistry in a nutshell.
It is.
Sister.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, since we are drinking cleansed today, and you're here in leather pants, right? And you're
love my leather pants.
I love her leather pants. Her ass looks unbelievable. Now, you're a juicer. Like you're like a juicing witch. Like you come up with these blends, these magical
mystical
concoctions.
maven in the kitchen, honey.
Do you take it personally when people question the power of your juices?
I don't take it personally. I definitely look to it as a learning opportunity, but like a little bit. I think I take it personally if people are like, purple cabbage. Like it's to me, it's all about the way you say something.
Yes.
You know?
I've heard that.
Yeah. I don't necessarily take it personally if they question the power of the juices, because like we are in an information age. It's 2025. Like if you don't know that a green juice is good for you and has like antioxidants and boosts your immune system, like you're not really my audience.
Right.
Like, you're not my client. So I don't take it personally. I'm just kind of like, all right, your loss.
Sure. I mean, that's fair. I mean, you also didn't realize that a margarita had calories, so
400 though. To me, it's like if you have 3 of those, that's 12. That's your calories for the day.
Right.
So now I get judged because I'm thinking of switching back to a vodka soda with lemon.
Do you remember?
But I feel like anytime I go to order that now, being 34 years old, the judgment from like people at the table, maybe even a little bit of the waiter, I don't know.
Fuck that.
Because it's not like, it is not like that exciting, like a vodka soda with lemon, Tito's, okay. It's like a margarita is like, you can say that with a little extra, or like a martini. It's like giving Mad Men, you know? Like a vodka soda is like, I'm on the Jersey Shore, I'm 22. Like that's just, maybe I judge myself.
I think you are literally projecting your own judgment. The way you just spiraled out to tell that.
I did.
That was unbelievable. Do you ever take it personally given your personality? Mm-hmm. Like you're here in leather pants.
Yeah.
I've watched you do yoga in leather pants, whatever. Like, does anyone ever assume anything about you given how you dress versus your line of work? Because you are a holistic, natural, juicing, manifesting goddess in pleather pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like
and you have your nails done. Like you look amazing, but you don't look crunchy granola. You also are from Queens, and you'll fuck someone
There's
up.
a little crunch, but it comes out.
But it's mental.
Yeah, it comes out like at times I've gotten better at knowing my audience. But yeah, I definitely get there's an assumption that comes with even people that just follow me on Instagram and then they meet me in person, and like if I curse or if I am wearing leather pants or something along those lines, like there's definitely some type of preconceived notion of me. I mean, even like back in the day when I went on a date with somebody and we went to like a Mexican restaurant and like they brought chips and salsa, and mid-convo, take a chip and I dip it in the salsa. And the guy that was sitting across from me, he was like, "Are those tomatoes organic? Like, you don't care?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" This was years ago. I'm like, like, yeah, it's just like, well, you're the clean eating chick. It's like literally that was the energy that I was getting at times from people. And
it's crazy.
So annoying.
Do you take that personally? That like you must. I would. Because why do you have to be pigeonholed into eating only an organic tomato with your salsa?
Right. Like, it's definitely frustrating. It's kind of like I'm a multi-dimensional being, as are you, as are we all, you know what I mean? There's multi sides to me, my experience, all of that, right? And I could be sitting here in leather pants, and just yesterday I was with my shaman in the morning, you know, we'll get into that. But yeah, I mean, like, it speaks to the limitations of people's minds that just like I can't get behind. So, you know, it's like, take a little microdose and like figure it out.
Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, chill the fuck out, you know?
And watch me as I walk away in my leather pants.
Exactly. Take it over.
Hate to see you go. Love to watch you sashay out of here in pleather pants.
Yeah, a little strut. But yeah, I do take it a little bit personally when people like
assume.
Yeah. Like, why assume anything about anybody? Why assume anything about me being the clean eating chick or loving to have a juice, but also people ask me all the time, like, you drink coffee?
Oh my God.
Like, you have a cocktail? It's like, I like to have fun and enjoy myself, everything in like balance and in moderation.
I'm the clean eating chick, not the fun hating asshole. Tell them that.
Ooh, yeah, I should.
Anti-fun losers.
Yeah. Haters.
So you mentioned you went to a shaman.
I did. I hired a shaman a couple weeks ago. Very excited about this. You know, you're at a certain level in life, in business, when you hire a shaman for like personal and professional strategy.
Okay. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that? Was the shaman, did they come recommended?
Came highly recommended from somebody who I love, my friend Kyle. He's worked with her for, I think, like a year. And I personally, as someone very close to him, noticed such a transformation with him and his business, his personal life, just expanded after he did this work.
So you were inspired
So
to
I was
hire
inspired,
them.
but this was years ago with him. And it was just something that, like, for me, I take my time once, like, I'm introduced to something. I have to tiptoe, and I believe very strongly in timing, right?
Yeah.
Like divine timing. So I feel like finally, you know, feeling at a little bit of a crossroads, I'm like, okay, I'm not a opponent of therapy, but the experience I've had with therapy in the past, I end up just like sitting in an environment and just talking like negatively in circles.
Okay, RFK, relax.
No, I'm just
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay, fine. It was a little bit of a joke, but do not come from my therapist. That
No,
woman has
that's what I'm saying.
transformed me and changed my life.
The experience that I've had, it's like there's a fine line between like no inspired action and you're just sitting there like in your own shit, just constantly like perpetuating these negative narratives about your life, right?
Sure.
So I feel like I'm somebody.
Okay, that's a fair take.
Yeah,
on
like
it.
if somebody
and
came
you
to me,
are someone who likes to positively think forward.
Yes.
So I get what you're saying. I take back my accusation.
Thank you. So I see the value in like reflecting on your past experiences, but you can't stay there. You have to like work through it and move forward.
So that led you to the shaman that was recommended.
Yes.
To you.
I'm like, now is the time. Let's speak to the shaman. Let's hire her. Let's add her to the team.
Yes.
And work together. So the first thing that we ended up doing was a cord cutting meditation. Are you at all familiar with a cord cutting meditation?
It's something that I think about and reflect on when I'm logging into like 40 million apps that I was forced into download because I don't have cable anymore.
Oh, okay.
And that's cord cutting.
Okay.
So then I had to download all these apps, but then I never had the right password. And then I also like still use my dad's login for something, and then I have to ask him for the special
Got
code.
it, like
so
the umbilical cord cutting.
Then I'm meditating on how much I hate my life.
Okay. All right.
Because it's so frustrating.
So like on brand kind of, like in the area, but a cord cutting, right? So the idea is like with each interaction that we have, both like personally, professionally, intimately, we create cords with people, like energetic cords. And some of those cords can be like really fulfilling and nurturing, or those cords can be like toxic and very draining.
Mm-hmm.
So
we know it?
Yeah. If you don't regularly cleanse, if we don't regularly cleanse, I'm like picking up on a little bit of what you're putting down.
I'm more so inspired. Also, can I say one thing about cord cutting?
Please.
When my daughter was born, we were surprised.
Who cut the cord?
We were surprising ourselves with her. We didn't know her sex, so it was a surprise. So when I finally pushed, it actually didn't take me that long, but when I pushed her out, the plan was for my husband. Sorry, Matt. This is again about roasting. The plan was for him to obviously like cut the umbilical cord and then to announce her sex. She finally comes out,
Matt,
and everyone in the room is doing something, and I hear the doctor say, "Okay, Daddy, do you want to cut the cord?" And he says, I'm going to leave that to the professionals." And I'm like, okay, not part of our birth plan, but go off, King. And then I'm like waiting for someone to tell me if I had a boy or girl. Yeah. I've only waited 10 months for this. Aww. And I'm like, hello, can anyone please tell me? Can I get an update here?
How long?
And I'm like, Matt, is it a boy or a girl? And he's like, I can't see. The umbilical cord is blocking the privates. I can't see. And she's a girl.
Oh, bless.
So that's my experience with additional cord cutting.
I like that. Oh, Matt. You had one job. No, I'm kidding.
No, you really didn't. Actually, he held my leg while I delivered. But I want to go back to the show. Okay. So you are doing this cord cutting session.
So we did a cord cutting. So I've done several cord cutting meditations in the past, but like with what I'm choosing to work on now, she kind of brought me back to like the root of doing this cord cutting. And the idea is like, it's not harmful. It's more of like an energetic spiritual practice. Like you're not harming the person that you're like removing the cord with. You're just creating space for like a new opportunity or like a new reality to be birthed between the two of you.
This feels relevant to people in this room.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's like important. It's important to cleanse your energy, to cleanse like even after you're like out all day and you come home and like you just gotta take the day off, you know?
Yep.
So
what did the cord cutting process involve?
So this was different because now I'm like working with somebody who's creating this experience in this space with me. So I'm like, I went in open heart, ready to rock. Like I'm going to scream or going to cry, whatever. So I'm in like 5 minutes when I first sat down with her, the tears were already like rolling. Like she didn't even have to say anything, do anything. It just like my energy was there. It was billowing up, billowing. I don't know. It was coming out of me, the energy, right?
I don't think the word is billowing.
Bellowing.
Resurfacing?
Yeah. Resurfacing. Coming out of the joints and coming up.
It's like billowing in the wind.
Billowing. That's what I was thinking of. Anyway.
I'm not your thesaurus.
You're not? Damn.
I can't be everything to everyone.
I beg to differ. You make me laugh all the time.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, so I was like ready. I'm like, let's fucking go, sis, you know? And so she creates a space and she gives me 4 objects to like remove and like cut this cord. I had a turkey tail feather, I had a hawk feather, another hawk feather, and then a selenite crystal knife. And I'm like looking down at this like spread that she had with me and I'm like, damn, this is serious. And it basically, and she said that there's belief.
Now, if I were given a flock of feathers at this type of event, I wouldn't look at it and be like, damn, this is serious. I would look at it and be like, you lady, you...
This is where we're different and this is where we compliment each other.
You raided an arts and crafts supply store. I know you didn't wrestle a hawk for this.
I mean, you never know. Well, no, actually, I was going to say there's something, I think there's like, it's illegal to collect feathers from hawks. But
so you were partaking in illegal activities and now you're talking about it.
I might have been. Yeah. You know, just putting myself on blast.
So she sets everything up
So she sets everything up and there was a ceremonial process. And there was definitely like a meditation, and she opened up the space through breath work, and it was like really beautiful. And I allowed myself to get there. So I just instinctively went, I felt like the knife was just like the selenite knife, even like an energetic kind of thing just felt really extreme. So I went for the feather, right? It's just like, that's intense,
Yeah, no.
But I went for the feather, and it turns out.
I too think knives are intense.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a real knife. It was a crystal selenite knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
More Don't use the word knife then. What do you want me to tell you?
So the feather, they believe, is to be actually stronger than a knife. So I'm like, okay, boom, like we're ready to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. So it involves me like standing up, and I had to say the person's name out loud and like shout it. There's a drum happening. She's like live drumming this experience, and I am so in it. Like I think I'm like, there's tears and I'm sweating, and it was so intense and so powerful. And then like she's like banging this drum. I'm saying this like prayer or this like chant to like release this experience that's been like harboring in my body.
Okay.
And then as soon as I like take the feather and like wipe it down, she like stopped banging the drums, and it was like something like I felt this like heat take over me.
Ooh.
I'm like, what a great way to start a Thursday. Like it was just like epic. I felt light.
She's so positive. Like she started on Monday with martinis. What a great week. Great way to start the week. And now she's like slicing and dicing with a bunch of feathers. Honestly, and it's a perfect Thursday. Like
honestly,
I'm so happy
what's
for you.
crazy though is that like to then think that that's how I started my morning, and then I had just like meetings where I had to go be like a person.
Right.
Like I was just like crying. My eyes were like
right.
swollen.
You were like a biblical creature.
Right.
And now
I was like
human.
sweating and like, like very like primal.
Yeah.
And then I had to go like be a boss bitch. You know what I mean? And like have meetings and talk to people.
Left you.
No, I know, but it's so funny. Like when you think about just like, oh my God, the range of the day.
Yeah. But like, what would you do if you found out that you were on someone's cord cutting list?
Like would I take that personally?
Would you take it personally if you were on someone's cord cutting list?
You know what? I love that if I could make that big of an impact in someone's life that they felt like they had to like cut the cord.
Oh.
Like I kind of feel like, all right, cool. Like we're all mirrors here for one another. Like I hope I inspired your growth, sis or bro. Like remove me.
If you must.
Have at it.
It's funny because
would you take it personally?
Absolutely. Well, asked me that like a year and a half ago, and I definitely would have taken it personally. I would
and like now you're like
if you were to call me and be like, hey, my shaman had a session with Joe, and my shaman told me that Joe mentioned your name of like the evil energy he wants to cut out. This was a year and a half ago. I would call up Joe and be like, say it to my face. Do you have a problem with me?
No, I get that.
Why would you do that? Now, medicated, happier,
let things roll off the shoulder. Life is good. We're blessed.
Yeah, now maybe I would be like, if I gotta go, I gotta go.
Yeah,
like we gotta make space.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like a due process.
I definitely take up a lot of space.
You do, yeah.
Lives.
But you know what?
Physically, mentally, so do what you. So yeah, I wouldn't take it like super personally, but I'm so happy for you. It sounds like a freeing experience. I too had a freeing experience this past week.
Yeah, tell me
that I
wanted
to share
it.
with the class.
Tell me about it. Share.
I'm going to give a brief run through here because
some context.
Yeah, just a little bit of context.
Okay.
About 2 weeks ago, I'm minding my own business, scrolling through Instagram, and Bradley Cooper I know this story takes so many twists and turns, you won't even know what's next. Bradley Cooper opened a cheesesteak
Go Birds
restaurant in the East Village. And, every day that it's open, I'm like, should we get online? And then you pass it, the line is like 3 blocks long. So I'm following their stories on Instagram, flipping through, and I see a woman who's retagged in the story eating the cheesesteak. I'm like, she looks really familiar. And I click on her Instagram and I flip through. Thought. Okay. Instagram. Like Instagram thought. She is traveling the world in bikinis, tits out.
Wait, you still didn't
she
recognize.
Looks amazing. She looks amazing. And I realized that this person is someone I went to high school with.
Wild. Love when that happens.
I knew her in high school. She actually moved to our town in high school, to my street. And we became friends for a while, and like typical high school girls do, had a falling out and stopped being friends. I don't really remember a lot of our dynamic, just that's kind of our backstory, right? Looking at our pictures, looks looks great, looks phenomenal, great body, looks like she's having so many adventures. And it's just so funny that that's how I spotted her, right?
Yeah.
Through this cheesesteak Instagram story.
Bradley Cooper's cheesesteak Instagram story.
Within moments of scrolling through her Instagram, I receive a DM that I'm now going to read out loud. Okay? Hi, Michelle. I'm reaching out 20 years too late to apologize for how I treated you when we were kids. You were so kind to me. I was kind. You were so kind to me when I didn't know anyone moving to a new town and I betrayed you. I was cruel and my behavior was unnecessary. And even after so much time, I cringe at what I did.
Oh.
I'm truly sorry for any pain and or embarrassment I caused you. I know this doesn't excuse my behavior, but I'd like to think that I've matured and become a better person since then. I hope you accept my apology, but understand if you don't. I wish you the best. Heart.
She did a cord cutting. She did a cord cutting on you.
She cord cut my ass. She cord cut my ass. Okay, so I get this message and I'm like, I was like, wait a minute, am I traumatized? Like, I don't even know if I'm,
do you recall the betrayal?
No. So I received this message and I'm like, yeah, we like obviously had some stupid disagreement,
like
you know, but like
years ago.
I'm thinking in my head, like humiliation, pain.
Oof.
I'm like, how much
dense?
This bitch thinks that she's a star in my story. Are you fucking for real right now? Embarrassment, pain, and humiliation. Then I'm like, oh my God, she was talking behind my back. That bitch.
But how?
Obviously.
But to me, like you were on her page.
Yes.
Then she DMs you.
Yes. So she must be one of those sociopaths who like checks who's viewing the story,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, the timing was just, there's no other way. Like she has to be one of those people.
Yeah.
And I show it to my husband and he just immediately says, it sounds like she's, you know, in the 12-step program.
Yeah.
You said the same thing.
I said the same thing. I'm like, she must be on step 8.
So and like, why the fuck am I in your step 8? Like, it really was it was such a confusing moment in time for me because I was like, wait a minute, should I be mad right now? I wasn't sure if I should be forgiving because, okay, like nice letter, I guess. But also I was like, wait a minute, like, yeah, I am mad at you. But then I was like, I don't remember any of this. Like, and so I reached out to someone else we knew in common. I was like, hey, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Were you talking about me in high school? No, I'm kidding. Like, I was like, what is she talking about? Like, it's so strange.
But what did you respond?
I didn't.
You just left her
left her unread, and I thought to myself, this is going to make great
no star in my
content.
Story.
What?
I love that you said this bitch thinks that.
Yeah, and then I was like trying to decide how I handle this, right?
Yeah.
Because
Send her a
like
clip.
I'm
Send
gonna
her the
say,
clip of this.
I absolutely plan to.
Yeah.
I literally was like, what do I do right now? This is so weird. And then I just got mad because I was like, excuse me, you were not part of my history in this way. Like, I don't want to give her the courtesy of forgiving or forgetting.
Ooh.
But also, like, I don't want her to think she has this power that I'm so traumatized. But I'm just like, and I don't know. It was fucking weird. It was a weird experience because when I think about high school, there are some girls who were bitches. Okay, like high school sucks, middle school sucks. When you're a girl growing up in, you know, suburbia, like things happen that suck, and there are definitely bad people in my story. Even people who I was friends with who are like, who, you know, you're just like, ooh, toxic, bad, stay away. This bitch is not one of them. And like, who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are? It was so upsetting for that reason only. So yeah, I took it a little personally that she took it upon herself to write herself into my history. Like, you are not in my history. Whew. I had to get that off.
Do you feel
my
lighter?
chest. I feel actually so much better.
I feel like in this scenario, I was the shaman, like banging the drum.
Yes.
And you like just like got it out.
Yes. And my Instagram was the hawk feather.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And like, you're just, thanks, but no thanks. Like, what? I just can't, I couldn't get, I backtrack.
Take a moment.
I could get over it because I realized it would make great content for my podcast.
There you go.
Another update from me. because everything does revolve around me here. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Go Birds.
Woo!
Anyone?
I am actually an Eagles fan.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Like just because, or is that like a recent thing?
Oh God, I wasn't expecting you to say why. Couldn't you have just been like, great, hang out with Matt and watch the Super Bowl?
Great. We're drinking green juice in honor of the Birds. Go Birds. And, you know, I had to leave my apartment during the most recent game when they were playing. That's going to come to me.
What? Who were they playing? I have no idea. Like, don't even ask. I honestly didn't even know the Super Bowl was happening, like, whenever it's happening.
Washington.
Yeah.
They're playing Washington.
Great.
I had to leave the apartment because my husband gets so intense during Eagles games.
Does he get intense even, like, watching it by himself?
Yes. He's actually terrifying. He decided
How does your daughter respond when she's, like, watching him?
She's in La La Land. Mm-hmm. Like, he taught her like EAGL. It's super cute, but he gets really scary and intense. He the deeper the season gets, the more intense it gets, and so he decided on Sunday that he could only watch alone, which I took as a hint for me to leave.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, I'll leave. Like, fucking
pull
my leg.
I'm out.
Yeah, like I'll be gone at 2 back later. And he decided that his activity of the day would be stuffing shells because he needed to do something with his hands to relieve his
He made like
anxiety.
like regatta stuffed shells.
Yeah, stuffed shells.
He can cook too?
Yeah, he can cook.
Matt.
He like channels his anxiety into it.
I get that.
So I came back after the game was over. I actually weirdly went to a bar that the game was on at to visit 2 friends, and most people are celebrating the win, and he's just even more anxious about the Super Bowl coming up now.
Yeah.
He's like, well, now they're in the Super Bowl. Okay, like, fine. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
So I just wanted to tap in. Tell me a little bit about what's coming up for you.
Tap. Well, I've had a really exciting last few weeks. We launched new merchandise for Cleansed. I'm repping and rocking.
Show the camera.
I am. And then in the back,
a
little. Oh, give him a little.
Yeah, show them the pleather pants. You can get up.
I don't want to.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get
up.
Don't
put me on the spot.
Okay, I just wanted. I love this.
No, I'm kidding. I love
sweatshirt.
It. Thanks. So I am, and then on the back we have the names of the juices, and then some like new juices that are coming out. So it all goes with the theme. Each of the names of the juices are like affirmations. So like as you drink, you affirm, I am cleansed, I am immune, I am youthful. Kind of going with like the energy, being like very powerful statement of I am. So that was cool. That was exciting. Little like first merchandise kind of launch.
Gorgeous. We love that.
And I was like wild. It was the first time I ever did that, and I crushed it in like 12 hours.
My girl, good for you.
Honey.
Love that. Any retreats or events?
Yeah, so I have events coming up March. We're going to do probably towards the end of March, we're going to do an I Am Balanced Part 3, which you came to the first I Am Balanced, and I loved having you there. So that's like a nice little self-care event series that I've been putting together for the last few months, involving local vendors that are all in like the self-care wellness space, and it's been like really beautiful. So we're going to do the last or the second to last part in March.
Okay.
And then I have another special project that a lot of your energy and like your inspo has kind of come because
that's being part of someone's story. My high school bully who apologized, not part of my story. Influencing this type of thing.
Yeah, powerful, man. Like,
storytelling.
Yes, that's you. That's you in a nutshell.
Thanks,
the best at it. So a new and exciting project that's coming March 20th on the day of the spring equinox that I'm really excited about. Just like a new and exciting way to reach people and expand and share more of like my voice and energy and good things.
Great.
What about you? What do you got coming? I know you got a lot of things coming up.
I have something coming up, but before that, I just wanted to acknowledge something as I check in here on the cameras. And like, I'm not totally professional enough to pretend that the camera's not here, right? I am wearing these shoes today.
The Stunner. You always have a statement piece.
Oh,
that's what I love about you.
However, I realized I don't usually wear these with leggings.
Okay.
Because of the shape of my leg into the way my body sits. Okay. So I usually wear these just with jeans.
Okay.
And so I fully acknowledge that today I'm giving Miss Trunchbull vibes from Matilda, but with Botox. Like the way
your skin is stunning.
Thank you.
Glistening.
I feel good skin-wise,
Yeah.
but I realize the way my shape is working with the thin shoe into the legging is not what I was going for when I left.
I mean, I think you look great.
Thank you. No, I mean, I
like
look great.
I like the athleisure with the little hint of metallic. The one thing I love about you, I mean, I love so much about you, but your statement pieces. Like, you have, like, this just way. I mean,
pop.
Yes, a pop. The dress that you wore at the wedding that we went to in Utah for the welcome reception with the hat. Honey, kill it. The hat.
I know.
The hat needs to make a cameo.
I do need to wear a hat into
Where's the hat been? Did you wear it at all in the winter?
Yeah, because it's waterproof.
Oh, right.
But we'll elaborate.
Yeah.
But I want to apologize to all three of my fans for looking like the bully in Matilda. In terms of what's coming up for me, I did get invited to join a show for stand-up.
I saw. So exciting.
Thank you. It's March 7th at the Grizzly Pear in Midtown.
Great.
Get a load of this. Funny Jewish girls. That's the theme of the show.
I love that.
Funny Jewish girls. Like, how easy is that?
Bless.
You know?
What number show is this? I mean, you've been like steady killing it.
Thank you. In total, I think this is probably like my 12th show.
Wow.
And then like just trying to do an open mic every other week. Just to
Are we
get
still
the
doing
practice.
that?
We're still doing it. Just to
How do you
do the
feel?
reps.
Does it feel like more like, I mean, you're just naturally funny. And again, like the storytelling energy is there.
Oh, thank you.
Do you feel like it's becoming more and more second nature to you to like get up there, or the nerves still kick? Like what's been like the growth process like for you?
I think that with this upcoming show, since it's my first one, that I'm not producing or running or planning.
You have to just show up.
I really just show up.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have the butterflies again, but it kind of adds into the cycle of having butterflies, but then the rush when you're done performing and feeling really good about it and getting that high. Fuck, I need to stop saying So the progress there is really, or the way I feel there really has something to do with whether I plan it versus I'm invited to it.
Right. I get that.
And then just doing the open mics, you do get kind of comfortable with them. There's one that I like to go to every other week because I found that the crowd is really welcoming and willing to laugh and give good feedback, and it's not really uppity. I hate when you go to an open mic and you feel like you just wasted 2 hours because everyone there is just miserable.
You know, not the energy.
It's not the energy. The only issue with that open mic is that I'm the oldest and they're all Bushwick kids, which, you know, is my favorite genre of
crowd.
city living.
Yeah. I need to make it to an open mic. I need to come to one of your open mics.
They're good kids if I don't look at their Instagram stories.
No, mute them. Yeah, no.
I don't look.
Yeah,
no, good. I'm saying they're good kids when I cut that shit out.
Right. Cut the cord.
Cord cutting. Honey. Well, thank you so much. Hold my hand.
Love you.
Never cut my cord.
Never.
Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for
having me.
Appreciate you. I love you.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.